This is us setting this up, and it says low 0 centigrade because it's not switched on yet, so we'll see what it's like once we switch it on. Am I doing that right, of course?
What, you after the resin itself?
I want to see the heat of the resin and the mat. And the temperature is?
35.7.
So that initial switch on is 35.7. We will test again in another 10 minutes. Temperature after 5 minutes is?
36.0.
36.0, so it's rising. We'll check again in another 5-10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we're now at 40 degrees centigrade. So it is definitely rising and heating. So we should continue to monitor the temperature and how it dries, and we will get back to you. High. It just says high centigrade and it's red, so that's very, very high. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely heating up. We're going to leave it now for about an hour, but the heat coming off this, I can feel it on my hand, so it is very, very hot. This is after 1.5 hours. It's still obviously saying high because this one doesn't give the temperatures once it's high, but it's definitely getting there. It is hard to touch on the top. So we'll check again in another hour. And this is during the cooling down process of the 30 minutes recommended. It is now down to
41.9.
I will film again after we demould.
Let me loosen the edges first.
Yeah, what we did, we laid flat and pushed the things down so without bending, you're not going to push these down. This is after 2.5 hours. It is rock solid using the heating mat, so we will see and hope everything turns out well. I have everything I can possibly cross. This is not the easiest mould to demould unless you press those middles down first because it wants to stick to them. So we shall see how it goes. The tail is the most delicate. But we will get there. It's looking very shiny. So we shall see how it goes. And there we go, demoulded and rock solid. You can hear that, it is rock solid. The first one I ever did of these took 2 days to set. This is completely set in 2.5 hours. And look at the colour on that snake. That is absolutely amazing. So does the heating mat work? In conclusion, yes. Okay, these are the ones that we did and didn't put on the heat mat. These, it's been 12... It's been 18 hours and they are rock solid and ready to demould. So let's see how these come out. These were with the epoxy resin and the Renflow holographic powder. And there is the witch. And we have a love heart, a moon, an apple, and I think that's meant to be a tri-moon, I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh, the skull and crossbones. Can't really see the crossbones. There's too much epoxy in there, but for a first attempt. And now let's unmould the coaster and see how that came out. I'm finally getting a coaster for me, full of holographic glitter. Oh, look at how that shines, and it is rock solid. And as I said, that's dried naturally, it wasn't on the mat. So overall, yes, that's lovely. And I will be back with you in the next part. Day 2 experiment. We are starting with the alphabet mould and the diamond mould. This is the beginning. We will check again in 5. Day 2 experiment with the heating mat. We start now, as you can see. It says low because it's just heating up. But we're doing a letter H, a letter G, a letter E, letter Z and a diamond. And I've added a few more bits, as you can see. And the temperature is now 36.2 on these, 37.3 on the globe, 36.5 on them, and the key rings is now coming up as high, which have been there the longest. So we will check again at the 1 hour timer, but for now everything's going as planned. Coming in at 42.6.
1 hour marker.
42.6. This is coming in at high. That's coming in as high. That's coming in as high. High and high for everything now. As I said, it's been 1 hour. We will check in again at 2 hours. But the heat coming off is enough to sunburn you. It is really, really warm. But for now, it's all going to plan. We will check in again in 1 hour. It's on 30-minute cooling. This is at 34.7. This is still high. This is at 35.8. This is at 40.1. The key rings are still high, but yeah, 40.4, 39.6, that's the coolest, the globe at 35.9. We will check in again in half hour. My final thoughts about the Let's Resin heating mat is it's an excellent product. Sorry, I can't speak today. I've taken the things out. Even the globe that was half full is hard to touch in 2 hours. I will leave them on a silicone mat for another 4 to 8 hours to check if they are fully cured, but at 2 hours they're hard. You can demold them, and the diamonds, the small diamonds, are completely done. The hippo is completely hard. The alphabet letters are a little bit tacky on the one side, but considering that they've got glitters and flowers and other things in, I expected that. But everything else is rock solid, and that will be solid within another hour, dry naturally. So is it worth the £40 that you pay for it in the UK? Yeah, it is. It doesn't take a lot of electricity either. A 2 hour cycle takes less than £1 in electricity, even with the cost of rising costs of electricity. So is it worth you spending your money on? Yes, it really is. It gets really hot. I must make people aware that it does get really, really hot. But it is a heat mat and it's meant to get hot, you know. But especially with the winter and resin not liking the cold, it's great. It means you can move things to a more convenient space to completely dry. And when you're somebody like me who is chair bound and has to do everything on your lap, you don't want to be sat with resin on you for 24 hours. And you can't always move it easily without it spilling. So if you use the heat mat for 2 hours, it's safe enough for you to move without your resin spilling everywhere. So I hope this video was useful. It is my honest opinion, and remember, as always, my opinions are my opinions. They may not be your opinions, but I do highly suggest you go out and check Let Resin. They have lots of resin products for epoxy, for making your own molds, UV. They have starter kits. They have a UV starter kit for around $23.99, which comes with your UV resin, your lamp, some molds, some glitters and colours. So go check them out. I will leave the links below. I will also link the unboxing video below this, and I will link this below the unboxing. So as always, love, peace and harmony.